Shalom, shalom. I'm Sister Zakai, and I am back with a word of encouragement and insight to also bring some understanding to what one of my sister has titled a series, The Gift of Release. And this morning, I was just in one of those spaces where I would say evaluating, taking some accountability for my actions, my decisions, and an aspect of the gift of release that is not talked about a lot is grief. And I'm going to couple that with capacity. And so when you are someone who have been carrying, dragging baggage, trauma, drama, disappointment, anxiety, and all of the above, and you get to that phase in release where you actually let it go, you allow it to be offloaded, discarded, detached, unsecured, you feel grief. And you may not know how to, you may not call it grief, but that emptiness, or I would say it almost feels like you're naked. It feels like a house that is empty. It feels like, yeah, I'm going to just use the example of a house. It feels like a house that is empty, where you know it should be filled, but it's not. And so it feels very uncomfortable. Um, it can feel lonely. It can feel like you're not doing enough or that you should be doing something. And these are kind of all telltale signs that you have actually let it go, because the other side of not letting it go is the sense of feeling the need to control this thing that is filling the space. And so you feel this void when you actually let it go. And some people, if you're not careful, what you would try to do is try to feel that very, very quick, because you don't want to feel the void. You don't want to feel the emptiness. You don't want to feel the grief. So you either busy yourself out or you try to fill it with something else. And if we're trying to get to the state of capacity, which means to expand, to grow, to um, be able to house more, if you will, the correct things, if you will, then we must allow that part of the process to play out. And so as I was in this space of evaluation this morning, I was literally feeling the grief of letting this particular thing go. And it was uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I believe, there's other parts of the phases of the gift of release that we experience grief in, but for whatever reason, this evaluation that kind of led to some accountability too, I felt that grief, you know what I mean? And I know it's one of the reasons a lot of people decide not to release or to receive the gift of release, because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. And having self-control over controlling the situation is what we have to practice in that grief phase, having self-control, because we're going to go back and pick up the thing we released to try to, I guess, fix it, to try to make it functional. Some people just go to pick it back up and hold on to it so that they don't feel that void. They don't feel that emptiness. But that emptiness or that void that you feel is a temporary thing. It's not going to always feel that way, but you do need to allow time. You do need to allow the process to take its course, because when you get to the phase of receiving capacity and receiving what you need to navigate capacity, you'll be receiving what is good, what is functional. And so, as I am just navigating this space, I want to encourage you, if you have reached this phase, or if you have come to this point and the uncomfortability was so hard on you, you either decided to discard the whole process, walk away from the process, or you've decided to go back and pick that thing up, or even to pick up something that could be even more dysfunctional. I want to encourage you in this moment to not do that. I want to encourage you in this moment to feel the grief, to feel the void, to feel all of the things, because they have purpose in this process. It really has purpose in this process. I believe when we go through the entire process, it allows us to appreciate the end goal, the end result, the capacity. You know what I mean? And it's also one of those things, this process that I'm enduring and I'm also sharing, it's not one that's a one and done. The gift of release, the reason it's a gift, because it's a process that we can use when we need it. You know what I mean? Anytime we feel that we're at a place where we're holding on to something, like I said, trauma, disappointment, discouragement, anxiety, any of those things that I've already mentioned, and we feel that load, we can go through this process of releasing it, unloading it, being detached from it, because the goal is to increase our capacity as much as it can go. And we know that by being sons and daughters of the Most High, our capacity is unlimited, because we have a Father who's unlimited. He's unlimited, and so in order for us to increase, develop, mature, and perform functionally, this process, this gift of release is available to us as often as we need it. And so, yeah, that was just a part of the process that I'm in today. And I wanted to come encourage someone who started the process, and maybe you're right at the same place that I am in the process, and just to encourage you, to let you know it's just a part of the process. It's not going to be forever. And I can't tell you how long it's going to be, but I can encourage you, and I can tell you that because I have been through this process several times, I'm able to encourage myself, and I want to extend that encouragement to you, because I know that grief, that void, that emptiness that we feel in the moment is going to come to an end, and it's going to be filled with everything that is functional, everything that is good. So I just wanted to take the time to share this encouragement, and I hope it is an encouragement. And if you have not started the process, I also encourage you to start the process. And maybe it may be even helpful for me to go through each, just kind of give a little insight on each part. And I kind of hold off on doing that, because it may not go in the order that I may share it. Everybody's situation is different. So I'm going to think real hard about that before I do it. But I did want to come on and just share what I have shared today, and I hope it blesses you. Shalom, shalom.